Your furnace is one of the most important components of your home in the wintertime. It keeps your family cozy and comfortable, but that's only if it's running efficiently and correctly and safely. Today I'm going to go over the key components that your HVAC contractor should be doing on every single tune-up in your system, including one that a lot of contractors skip. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Jonathan with Green Energy Mechanical. We have offices in Canton, Needham, and Lexington to better serve you. Today I want to talk about gas furnace and even boiler maintenances. Because everybody knows kind of like the generic stuff that they should get done, right? They'll have somebody come by and they'll charge $99 and they'll come by and do a quick maintenance. And so what I see a lot of companies do is they'll change the filter for the homeowner. Usually homeowners have them on site. They'll go through, they'll do a visual inspection, they'll look at some stuff, they'll turn on the flames, they'll make sure they look okay. They'll make sure the heat's coming out of the vents okay. That's about it. Some companies might go a little bit above, but most, that's probably what you're getting. And if your contractor's there for 20 minutes or so, that's exactly what he's doing. In fact, how do I know that? Because, I've run many maintenance calls myself, and homeowners will be like, oh my goodness, this took an hour. Most of them, the guys I've had here before were in and out in 20, 25 minutes. Like, you can't check much with that, right? Sometimes they'll whip out the vacuum cleaner or something, which is cool. I want to talk about stuff beyond those things because I want to make sure that this channel really drives value for you as a homeowner, right? And so things that they really should be checking that are going to affect the efficiency and safety of your home. So number one is you want them to check the gas pressures. So there's a little knob right on the gas valve typically where the pressure coming in from the street is going to reduce down at a lower pressure for your furnace. And that's really important that that's maintained. Inside your gas valve, there's a little spring, that tension, and it'll adjust the gas pressure accordingly. And that spring can get out of whack sometimes. And so sometimes it could be too low of pressure. Sometimes it can be putting in too much gas pressure into your system. And so that needs to, for most systems, be around 3.5 inches of water column. And then you adjust the gas pressure accordingly. And doing so can actually make the system run more efficiently and even save money on your energy bills. The next thing you want them to check are all the electrical components. So making sure that any wires are tight on the circuit board, that there's not loose spade connectors anywhere that are about to pop off. They're also going to look for corrosion, making sure no wires are burnt looking or getting corroded or anything like that. The next thing they're going to want to check are all the safety controls and the high limits. These are really important. We want to make sure that they work, that they're going to keep the system safe in case a flame rolls out, or in the event that the unit temperature inside the unit is going to get too hot. These things protect you and your family in the event of potential danger, right? So making sure that all the safety components are working is incredibly important. But one that I see that most contractors skip out on, or I see some companies, they want to charge like a ton of money to do this for a customer. And it kind of baffles me because to me, it's like you would want to check this on every call, I feel like, because it's the whole point of the tune-up. But that's a combustion analysis. So I think one of the reasons is it's expensive to have a combustion analyzer on every single van. A good one's probably going to run most contractors around $1,000, right? And, a little sidebar, this is one of the reasons why, too, customers will be like, oh, my HVAC contractor was only here for an hour and he charged me. You're not paying for that hour. You're paying for, all the stuff that needs to be done correctly, if the company's a good company, all the tools and the knowledge and all this stuff and the overhead, right? The tools is a big part of it. So if a company's going to come and do the job right, that's part of what you're paying for. So, so it can be a little expensive to have a company put $1,000 tool on every single person's vehicle, and they need to be calibrated regularly. You can't leave them out and they could freeze. So there's a lot of, stuff that goes into it. But at Green Energy, I make sure every single one of my service techs has a combustion analyzer, because my clients' family's safety comes first, 100%. So this is one of the first things, or one of the mandatory things that we absolutely check on every single call, because it helps us make sure that the system's running efficiently. If not, we can adjust it to make sure that it does, but it can also make sure that it's running safely. A system that has really high CO, I'm talking CO over 600 parts per million, 1,000 parts per million, is running way outside of what the manufacturer says is safe operating conditions. And at that moment, if it can't be adjusted, then you really need to start considering some different permanent solutions to that matter. Now, some homeowners, I know, they'll look at this and go, well, that seems super salesy. My thing is, look, like, if you were to have I'm not saying this would happen, but let's say something really bad happened where your family was going to get carbon monoxide poisoning. Would it be worth it to have a tune-up and have somebody come in and make sure that was the case? And wouldn't you want that person to be a professional and to come and tell you, hey, look, this system has really high carbon monoxide? It's up to you if you want to do anything about it, but it's a big deal. Right? It'd be like, just like going to the doctor, and if they found that you had something going on with your heart, but didn't want to tell you about it because they were afraid you were going to get upset at them for that information, right? So if your contractor is a good contractor and they're going through all of those things and they do bring that to your attention, I know it's super easy and quick to just assume that they're trying to be salesy, but hopefully this video will help you to realize that can literally be a life and death situation. Look up everything I'm saying is completely verifiable on Google or anywhere else you want to look up. But it can absolutely affect the health and safety of your family. So those are really it. Gas pressures, electrical components, safety switches, combustion analysis. Make sure that your contractor is doing that on every single tune-up. If you haven't had your system tuned up yet, feel free to give us a call. We're running early bird specials right now before the cold weather really hits. That way we want to make sure that your system's running top notch and you're up and running before the fall really gets cold here. So let me know if that helps you. Comment in the comments if you have any questions or anything that I can help out with. Other than that, let's have a great fall season, Massachusetts. Love you guys. And like always, like and subscribe.